Alright guys, so with me finally showing you this, just to jog your memory back up to speed and to give you guys a recap of what this entire video is about, I'm going to finally tell you guys my theories and some lore discussion surrounding Bloodhound's actual motives being at the games. So the last time I made a Apex lore video, it was received very well. I don't really know why I never made another one, and I mean I kind of do, but I kind of wanted to stray away from that, but now I feel like I can make lore videos and also make gameplay videos. So with that being out of the way, let's jump right into the video. We are going to be discussing about Bloodhound's somewhat reasons for coming to the Apex games. And obviously we're given the backstory. We learn about Arthur, who Arthur was to Bloodhound, and the significance that they played in their lives growing up, what led them to be the adult that they are and who we know them as now in the Apex games. So if you go to the town takeover, you guys will see that inside there are 3 audio logs you can play. You have to walk up to 3 distinct items within the town takeover itself, and you can interact with them, and Bloodhound will give a dialogue basically detailing each item and the significance that that plays with the lore related to Bloodhound, their past, and just the overall significance of those 3 specific things being in their upbringing to becoming Bloodhound, the most notorious hunter in the Outlands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this excerpt of the audio logs for you guys. This footage was taken from The Gaming Merchant, a really cool Apex lore YouTuber. Go check out his channel if you haven't. I will leave that in the link below. But I'm going to play this for you guys now, and then we're going to come right back and we're going to discuss more about that and go in depth and break that down.
Through this weapon, I learned the truth of the old ways and the new. They are 2 more that propel us onward. I tackle this journey without fear. The skull of a flyer, the second creature slaughtered by my hand. It is traditional to claim the skull of the first, but that is lost to the winds. Be aware of the new kill leader. This helm and shield were borne by my uncle Arthur. He now dines in Valhalla as his memory guides our fellow people. I wish I could speak with him today about Boone, the Osiedru, the promise that drew me to these games.
So with that out of the way, we are going to now break down each of the 3 individual pieces of items in the town takeover / audio log lore and what they refer to. And then we'll branch out and see what that leads us to forward within the Apex Legends lore and story, because the whole point of this video is that I feel like Bloodhound's story is not completely over, and we will come back to this revisited in the future, and they will expand on it more. Maybe it might come in the form of a quest, maybe it might come in the form of another Legends lore, and Bloodhound will be very tied into that, like Revenant and Loba. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the charge rifle. The charge rifle is what brought the 2 worlds apart. When Bloodhound was raised, she was this child that was taken away from her home, her family, and I said her, let me say this correctly, their home, and from their family. And this happened in a fashion where there was a malfunction at a plant in World's Edge, which is the epicenter, where apparently a big cryogenic explosion had happened, and this ice explosion was covering everything. It was it's like, I guess it was a nitrogen, and it was just covering everything in a fast manner, and that nitrogen / energy source was literally freezing everything to instantly into death. And Bloodhound horrifically watched as her father's, what it seemed like, died in front of her. She literally watched her own father turn into ice, and there was nothing she could do. She was stuck in the protected home. So I'm assuming her uncle Arthur came, saved her, broke her out of that frozen area, and, you know, brought her to the unknown village or area part that has like very little technology and stuff. And if you pay attention to the lore, Arthur hates technology. He does not like it. And so he tries to stray away from it as much as possible, and that's what he instills in Bloodhound's head. But her being, I kept saying her, oh my gosh, them being them, they don't see that technology is really bad. In a sense, technology is only bad when put in the hands of, bad people. It's a power that humans don't quite understand yet. Even if, you're in society and whatnot, it's still something that cannot be controlled. But Bloodhound is saying, like, this is something good. We can learn more about it. Like, you shouldn't be afraid. That's what they are telling their uncle. And Arthur is sticking to his guts, and he's like, no, I don't give a crap. This is what I am telling you to go by. This is the old ways. It's kept our people alive for so long, and that's what you're going to follow. And it turns out that Bloodhound ended up using a charge rifle, which is a part of the New World, to essentially finish her hunt quicker. I keep saying her. Oh my gosh. Finish their hunt quicker. And in that sense, they kill this creature that was plaguing the people in that area, killing them and such. And so they ended up killing that creature, taking the charge rifle. Then she tried to bury it until her uncle, I keep saying her, Jesus Christ, their uncle, that they killed her with the axe or whatever. And they go and they find out that there was a burn mark on the horn, and then you guys know what happens from there. So she has to redo the test. The thing comes back to find the horn. In that sense, Arthur is forced to fight to protect Youngblood because, as you can see, she gets pretty hurt pretty badly. And so Arthur ends up taking the reins. He kills the creature, or damages it at least enough for Youngblood to get away and distract the creature enough to throw the charge rifle canister at it to, I guess it was a EMP or something, or it messed with its head because it didn't kill it. It just scared the creature away. So anyways, after all this is over, after Arthur's like mortally wounded and Bloodhound goes to go chase, obviously we know that Bloodhound goes after the creature. They bury Arthur, but she wants the revenge, or they want the revenge for Arthur, and they need to complete the old ways, the original way, because she realizes now that she should have done it the original way in the first place. But Arthur now sees that Bloodhound wouldn't have been able to scare the creature away if there was no new technology. The new creature would have been able to continue its rampage if that EMP never went off. So he now sees the importance that technology isn't all that bad. And he was there to see, Bloodhound stand up for what they believed in. So that is the significance of the charge rifle. I know that was a long spiel about it, but it was pretty much that focal point of the story, that not all technology is bad, and that, you can use technology to assist old ways of living. Like, you don't have to be left in the dark for so long. So the next thing that we move on to in the lore is that ornament, or the animal that they kill, which is a flyer. Now, before they bring up the flyer, though, they say that the original first kill is lost to the winds, and that's reference to the monster in the short that they couldn't really take a trophy to bring it back as proof, is because it got froze to death and then she chopped its head off. I mean, after that, I'm pretty sure the head smashed into like a million tiny pieces, since ice isn't really that stable when you drop it from a high altitude, and it was pretty high up when it got frozen. So that happened, and so that's the reference of the skull. And then the last thing we have, which is the most important part, and we'll carry on the conversation and make things a little bit less confusing for those still sticking around and watching, that is the importance of Uncle Arthur's helm and shield. So Bloodhound grieves Arthur all the time, feels bad and feels like the death that happened to their uncle was because of them. And they never, not a day goes by where they don't forget about that. It still plagues them and it still haunts them. But they know that even though that was a bad situation, something good did come out of it. Bloodhound was able to become their own person, their own hunter, and, make choices for themselves and not second guess their choices, because they have faith and they can believe in the choices that they're making are the right ones. Bloodhound is now an individual that can go out and complete any task that they need to complete, because they know that they have the confidence to back themselves up with all the things that they've done in their life, leading them up to whatever it is that they're doing, including now in the Apex games. So for some reason, Arthur passed away, and or not for some reason, Arthur passing away. Bloodhound says that Boone, in the Norse language, they say boon and some other word. I'm not gonna say it. It starts with an O. It's this really long word. I'm gonna put it up on screen now for you guys. So as you guys can see, boon means blessing, and Osier means unnoticed or unseen in the Norse and Icelandic language, which is basically that modern Viking language that Bloodhound speaks. So with that being said, she's talking about how she felt, or they felt, unseen after everything that had occurred in their life leading up until the Apex games, and why she was drawn to those games. And for a lot of the reasons, I had thought that it was mainly the hunt, because they love the exhilarating feeling of hunting the greatest prey in the Outlands, but that wasn't it. There's motives behind that, and I feel like she's seeking somebody out. Then Osier, you see the blessing. I guess she's trying to find the blessings from somebody, and they're going to hunt for them and still look for them. That's her whole reason for being in the Apex games, is because I feel like if Bloodhound gets noticed, then that person can seek them out and find them, and they can finally get what they've been searching for so long, and it's this blessing of an elder maybe from the village that somehow wasn't there when Arthur had passed away. And remember, this was all taking place during the trials. This was all taking place during that important moment in Bloodhound's life where she did need the blessings from the Allfathers, and I'm assuming elders, to lead them in their rite of passage. So I feel like Bloodhound's story is very far from incomplete, and if you guys didn't know anything about that and were confused about the old ways, I hope that this clarified some of it. If you guys did enjoy this lore video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, spread the video to your friends. I will be making more of these videos on different legends. Comment down below who you want to see me make a video on next. This is your boy Bones, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
I should fuck her in the Benz.